Thanks for checking out our tutorial on how we turned boring cardboard into beautiful giant rocks. This was our inspo, pretty complicated considering this was the first rock we made and we were kind of winging it.
These are all the supplies we used. We put a list down below to make it easier for you.
We loved these electric scissors and cardboard scissors. They helped a lot when you're cutting a metric ton of cardboard.
Which is why we also use so much of this paper backing tape.
This is the wood goo. Wood goo that we used. Gorilla glue sticks, so many. Packing paper that was previously painted for another project. You don't have to do that. It's going to get painted over.
We reused cup holders, egg cartons, and crumpled paper to make shapes and textures, and because we like to keep things complicated.
We highly recommend using protective gloves when you paper mache, because our fingers turned yellow the first time we didn't.
We used a ton of cardboard. Thankfully, we have a friend who gave us huge pieces, so that was really helpful.
Rip off the tape now or regret it later. Use Craftsmart black and white acrylic paint and a bunch of paintbrushes. Large ones for the base layer of paint and fan brushes for details. And we forgot to record the next step. So you'll see we made a base and then we also made a 2D shape of the rock that we wanted.
Next, we made bracers and put them along the sides to give the base some shape and structure. We hot glued and then taped them so they'd be nice and strong.
We put this piece up top here so we could have an overhang for our rock so we could hang our sweet baby jellyfish that we made.
For the outside layers, we crushed a bunch of our cardboard beforehand. Then we cut or ripped into it to make it more pliable and easier to shape.
In some spots we used big pieces to cover more area. For other spots we made a mountain of randomly shaped and sized rocks like this one. They were definitely worth the extra effort because they give a ton of detail and helped hold everything together. We bent the cardboard and overlapped at the cuts to make a rounded but rocky shape.
We used the tape to cover the seams and attach the rocks to the base. On our first attempt, we just laid the tape and paper down, not realizing that the wrinkles would be super visible, especially after paint. To fix that, we ripped all the tape and paper where the wrinkles naturally formed and then overlapped to wrap the pieces around corners. More complicated, but worth it.
For more detail, or places that look too boxy, we reused egg cartons and drink holders. While we were working in the tunnel, we got to a point that we were pretty over it, so we used crumpled packing paper to cover the rest of it, and that worked surprisingly well.
We kept layering our rocks until we liked the shape and how much detail we had. It took a ton of time and effort, but seeing our rocky vision come to life fueled us with the dopamine we needed to keep going and make it more complicated.
We wanted to mention how we constructed the hole. We used one medium-sized box around the center, then draped another to form the bottom. We did lots of smaller details on top, including the crumpled paper.
Quick tip, we recommend cleaning your bottle off before putting the cap back on, or it might be a little bit harder to open next time.
We mixed our wood glue at a 1-to-1-ish ratio. We wanted our massive bottle of glue to last, so we probably watered it down a little extra. This is the consistency that we liked though.
For large flat areas, we could get away with using big pieces of paper, but for the more complex spots, we layered small pieces. We painted the glue mixture onto the back of our paper, put it onto our structure, then painted a thin layer on top. Too little didn't hold, but too much warped the base and was a mess. You gotta find the happy medium.
We let our paper mache dry for 72 hours. We wanted to make sure it was dry before moving on to paint. First, we did a solid base layer of gray. We didn't water it down so it would cover our previous paint job.
For the black layer, we watered it down a little since we didn't want the color to be too intense. We used fan brushes and barely any paint on our brushes to get the look we wanted. We focused on areas that were shadowed and on corners, then we did a light brushing all over for a worn look. The watered down paint looks pretty dark at first, but it does fade as it dries.
Last layer was the white paint. We watered this one down too, but we focused on the corners and edges, then a light brushing all over. When we put too much paint, we just use a little water to erase it. No stress. Our last tip is to have an incredible group of friends and supportive partners who will help you with all your crafting needs. Shout out to them, you are all the best and we love you lots.
Hopefully, this gives you enough info to make any shape or size rock you want. But if not, feel free to ask us questions in the comments below.
Thanks for watching. If this helped you, please like the video and subscribe for more. We're just getting this channel started, so your support really helps.